I want to talk more about economics in this type of video. I'm definitely not an expert, and I would say I'm entry level at best. Definitely more than probably. I have more knowledge than probably 98% of the American population because most people are just enamored with fucking shiny objects. Um, um, you know, someone asked me how much I was investing in my 401k, but there was a 401k guy that came to um, my work and who was talking with people, and then I started using words that people, um, common folks don't know, like stagflation and stuff like that, and then I sound like I'm highly intelligent, um, and I tell them I'm not really that smart. I'm probably have a average IQ at best. Um, Somewhere around 100 possibly. um I think that's the average. 95 to 100, 97 I think is the average. um but I just listen to smart people, and sometimes I retain some of their knowledge, and that's about it. That's about it. um a lot of people spend their time, I hear this a lot with common people. They talk about these shows, these TV shows that I have no interest. I haven't really watched any TV. I mean, I I'm sitting there on Timcast yesterday, just fucking roasting their guests. This fucking, oh man, continuously, and the chat goes by so fast. I don't really see a point for me to write this long message, so I just write little short messages and then put like little emojis so it gains attention. The emoji, if the chat stops like a little bit and then I can see my message, people can read it like kind of clear. But like you can read the messages somewhat if you're like you're skimming, but if you're paying attention to the chat. But a lot of people were. It was fun to roast that person. She was very annoying, and anyway, that's interesting to me. Listening to people talk. Um, fictional stories, that's cool. I don't think we're in the time of. I guess a lot of people like to listen to the same stuff. I used to really like to uh, uh, watch movies, fictional movies, and uh, pay attention to sports. And I wish I could still be in that type of mindset. I just don't think that. I just don't. It just doesn't intrigue me, and the average person I just don't really connect with. They say, "Why are you shy? Why don't you talk?" Well, I really don't have anything to talk about that you're interested in. Um, I have a lot to talk about. You just don't care about what I have to say. And it's nothing. It's just they're in a different time. They're in a different spot than I am. Um, I listen to people, highly intelligent people, and I'll play a video game while I'm listening to them. And my kids are like, "How do you listen? How do you play like Madden and you're not playing against anybody?" I mean, I don't know. I like to build stuff. I like to take stuff that's garbage and build it. For instance, when usually jobs I go to, new jobs I go into a shit situation, and for some reason, I wonder why. After a little bit of time, it gets better. I wonder why. I have no idea why. I've been in situations where I've been completely thrown in the deep, and I hate to make. I sound like a fucking narcissist, man. I sound like that fucking girl yesterday, just talking about myself. Um, but um, where I was thrown in the deep end, right, and I was screwing up, and I didn't really have much training because they were so short-handed, and my back was against the wall, and I was about to get fired because I was screwing up, and I ended up being a very crucial employee. Um, That's kind of like where I'm at right now. I wasn't going to get fired. I just really didn't like the job. But, you know, I helped I helped get this thing going. You know, they had one employee, he was by himself, people couldn't stay, and then it was just me and him, and then now we have a crew and everything's going. It's pretty much a well-oiled machine at this point. Um, so I have to give myself a little pat on the back because you know what? When you're a man, you usually don't get it. And also, when you're somebody like me and you're trying to get clout so you can get out of the rat race, try to get a message out there to try to help other people, um, and you're suppressed. Like I made a video making fun of Republicans, and on every single platform I put it on, nothing, nothing. I thought that, that might get some views, but that just shows that I'm highly suppressed on all the platforms I'm on. I mean, I'm pretty much lucky I'm not even banned at this point. But I'm completely shadow banned, and it's demoralizing because I feel like I should be farther along than I am. But it is what it is. Um, that's just the way it's always been. There's always this dark cloud that just holds me down, and there's always something that comes up and tries to derail my efforts constantly instead of helping my efforts and enhancing my efforts. Life just likes to um, try to derail me, demoralize me constantly. Probably because it wants me to go back to my main purpose as probably a scumbag, drug addict, alcoholic piece of shit. I think that's probably what my purpose was supposed to be. And that's the only thing I can come up with, that I can conceive of why I keep on having like this, like I keep on having to swim against the fucking current constantly with life. Um, anyway, enough of that bullshit. Um, so I think economics is really important. Especially what the times we're going into. You know, when 2008 happened, we bailed out those banks and stuff, and a lot of people tightened their belts. I, I was very appreciative of my job. It is really hard to find another job, especially getting paid what I got paid at that time, just to be able to survive. Man, I've been in survival mode uh since 2008. I've been in survival mode. And I could have been in a probably a little bit better spot if I didn't make a couple big mistakes, like when it comes to getting a DUI. Well, I don't drink no more. And I'm not a type of person, if I have a drink, I'm gonna get off the wagon. No, like I have really good control. I just don't want to drink. Um, I usually like to drink around the holidays, like Christmas. I like to have some eggnog and some rum or something. So I might have a couple glasses of that, but I really don't want to get blackout. That's like in my past. Um, there's this ex fiance I had. I spent like at the time $5 grand was a lot of money, and yeah, she sold the ring, and that was a big mistake. So even if I didn't move from Michigan, if I would have stayed there, right, I probably would be, who knows, like I might have 30 grand if I didn't make those mistakes. I mean, it's not like, it is big. 30 grand is big, but I couldn't invest at all in my 401k at all. I haven't invested. That was like the last thing in my mind, is investing in my 401k. Um, because to me it was like a luxury to be able to do that. You know, I'm raising two kids, having to provide for them, not getting any help from, you know, on holidays I would get help, right? Like I'd have family send me some money for like Christmas, and then I would give it to the kids. Like I spend Christmas presents. That's who it was for. Um, but you know, it's not easy raising kids, especially on your own, and when you have to take them to all their doctors shit, all the fucking school shit, all to make sure that everything's good, and you work a full time job. Not fucking easy. So I've been in survival mode, okay, and I've pretty much been frugal. I've been frugal. A couple things I've splurged on, but for the most part, if you ask my kids, like they had everything that they needed, but when it comes to their peers, they had a lot less. Um, Same for me too. I go. My coworkers will talk about doing this, doing that. Like I said, I'd have splurges. Like I went to a couple concerts and stuff like that. Um, but for the most part, I never had any like, oh, I'm gonna spend 5 grand to go on this vacation and take my kids here. Um, Things like that. Uh, Everything's name brand. Um, you could just tell these people. So for me, I think I'll be able to survive this downturn and uh, this economic downturn. It, it, Especially with the younger generation not wanting to work, and I could be wrong, man. I could end up being fucking homeless. I could end up going bankrupt and being homeless. They talk about build back better. You own nothing, you'll be happy. Well, dude, I really haven't owned anything. So it's like whatever, dude. I have my health. I wasn't dumb enough to take some type of experimental thing last year, but so I at least I have my health, and that's what something that I definitely want to invest more in is my health, getting in the best shape of my life. Um, um, and at some point for me, I still have a lot of responsibility. I'm trying to get my son to get his GED, and he's going to, you know, getting his permit. I still have a lot of shit that I can't just I still can't just go and work another job, which I really should. If I have to be at home, I have to, you know, I seen this rich person saying, "Oh, parents need to if you want to be rich, just ignore your kids." That's fucked up, man. Okay, you can't take any of that with you. And being like really rich, it's nice. You have freedoms, but uh, you really care what other people think about you. It's nice to have nice things too. I'm not. I, I'm not the type of person that nice things last a long time for me. It just doesn't. Um, like I said, I spent a bunch of money on a basketball for my son, and it's already fucked up. So, and my phone, I've complained about in the past. Um, yeah, I'm gonna talk about my phone real quick. So, I did get like the last version of Samsung Android, right? And the reason why and it's used is I spent like $500, and the reason why I did that, I haven't had to upgrade my phone for like 3 years, because the town I live in, and there's a lot of people that live here. There's like 70,000 people that live here, but for whatever reason, the service here is fucking trash. The phone service here is trash. Um, Even the internet, the Wi-Fi is fucking trash. It always cuts out all the fucking time. Um, so I wanted the 5G in hopes that I would have good service on my phone. Otherwise, I'm fine with like spending $100 or $200 for a used fucking phone that's a couple generations less. Like I don't. They pretty much do all the same shit. They just have like better cameras and fucking shit like that. Um, but whatever. It's like it's not really. I don't need the newest fucking pristine thing every fucking year. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of Americans, they need the fucking newest thing, the newest whatever, the newest TV, the newest. You know, I want a PlayStation 5. I'd like to have a PlayStation. You know, I'm sure my son does. I'd like to go out shooting my guns, but I don't. Uh, I have to conserve. I gotta conserve. Um, I can't be, especially when inflation is high and my wages are staying the same. What the fuck am I supposed to do? You know, um, I could cut shit out. I can, I can cut the gym out. I can cut the fucking Wi-Fi out. I can cut other shit out. But what are we gonna do? Stare at a fucking wall all day? You know what I'm saying is like I'm not in as bad as position when it comes to debt as other people. Um, I've avoided bankruptcy. I've been kicking the can down the road, um, like the Federal Reserve does, like our government. They kick the can down the road, and at some point that road's going to come to an end for them kicking that can down the road, and it's going to come to a point where I'm gonna have to come that I can't kick the can down the road anymore. Um, and I'm ready for it. Like I'm ready that I'm not gonna be saved. The only person that's gonna save me is me. I'm not gonna have some like I'm not gonna ever be married. I'm not gonna ever have some partner that is well off. Because females they care more about how much a guy makes, even if they're fucking rich, he needs to make more. It's stupid. Um, they're just still stuck in the past. So I'm gonna have to save myself, and I'm ready to work a couple of jobs to get rid of my debt, which isn't too bad, and um, for temporary. I'm not gonna work 60, 70 hours a week for the rest of my life. Okay. It's only going to be for a short period of time till I feel like I can start easing up off that throttle because I don't like giving the government more money than I want to in taxes. So I'm fine, working a ton for like a few months to wipe out my debt. And then um, throttle it back where I still work more than I should to be able to get some type of savings to invest in something. Possibly buy some type of land. But I can't do that. I have another job. I already have that. That's why I've been limited to working two jobs, and that's what people should be doing. I've told my son, my youngest son, he doesn't have a pot to piss in, so work his ass off. I told my other son, same thing. Work your ass off right now. Your future self will appreciate it. Um, I didn't do that when I was young, obviously. So, okay. I've been talking about myself, but I think I'm a good example. I'm a good example of um, the average person. Um, that's probably really relatable. Um, I've leveraged debt. I've leveraged it for me to be able to survive. And like I said, at some point, because maybe these banks won't want to. These banks won't want to work with me anymore. But at some point, I want to get all my debt paid off. I don't want to go bankrupt. I don't. So I'll take a big portion of my life, not a big, a small portion of my life, and work my butt off. But here's the thing, okay? Now I should talk about the economics. So, I'm gonna explain this as best as I can. So when they're raising interest rates, like the Feds, they just raised interest rates to, I think we're over 4% now, and inflation has gone down somewhat. I think that the way they're measuring it is we were at like 8%, and I guess we're down to 6% this month. So, inflation is still high compared to last year. You could think, oh, gas prices are down a couple fucking pennies. It's crazy to me. People are like, oh, gas prices are down like a couple fucking pennies, and they're all like hooting and hollering. Um, inflation still being 6% is high as fuck. Um, so what takes a big hit is like services. Okay. So them raising interest rates makes it so the debt you take out is more expensive. So people aren't going to be spending as much. So when they don't spend as much, right? They don't consume as much. They don't spend as much. You're going to start seeing layoffs. Companies go. Some of these companies are going to go under. I don't understand why they don't start with the people that really don't do shit in mid management and these office fucking workers. Um, and I was listening to this one guy too. He said like domestic workers, domestic manufacturers cannot keep up with other countries, and it's true unless we have some type of terrorist, because it's not. It's our economy is completely different than theirs. We can ship jobs overseas, pay them a lot less, and ship it back, and it's way cheaper for the company. Well, until these companies have to like pay extra in taxes or what have you, um, it's unfair. It's an unfucking fair system. Um, so it makes more sense for companies to go manufacture overseas. Okay, so them raising interest rates, make it more expensive for debt. So they're gonna start laying off people because like people aren't gonna spend money on technology. Technology is a big fucking hit. Um, uh, they're gonna spend more money. They're gonna spend their money because they really don't have any other choice um, on actual human needs. Um, so if I lose my main source of income and I can't get another job, obviously I'm gonna cut off my Wi-Fi. I'm gonna cut off my gym membership. I'm gonna cut off anything I don't need because I don't have money to pay for it. I can use debt, but I can only use it for so long, and then that will be if I can't pay the principal on my debt. If I can't pay it because I don't have any kind of income paying on that principal, eventually I'm gonna hit the fucking ceiling, and I don't have any more credit I can use to pay my bills. Then I'm gonna go bankrupt. And that's what our government is doing. Um, a lot of people are doing this too, kicking the can down the road, kicking the can down the road. But stagflation is very dangerous when you have you still have inflation, and then you have a higher unemployment rate. It's That's a very dangerous situation. Almost is probably worse than a recession. Not as bad as a depression, but that's a very unstable economy. There's been a lot of reasons why we are where we are because they printed out all this money. Um, we had the shutdowns. We had the supply chain issue. all this is manufactured, and you can blame a bug, but the response to it has been devastating. Paying people more, and I think this is conditioning. They pay people more to stay at home than actually go to work, and they did this for an extended period of time. It wasn't just for 2 weeks or a month. It was for like a year, sometimes a year and a half. Well, it takes from what I hear, it's 60 days or something for you to develop um, like good habits. So these people who haven't been working aren't going to want to go back to work, and they're going to want they want free money still. They want somebody else's money. They want so when they print out money, they keep printing out money. They keep on inflating the debt. It's just watering down our dollar. And whatever savings that you got in the savings account, let's say you got $100 in the savings account. Well, $9 of that or $8 of that will be vanished just this year. So that's 401k. I think you can invest in different things, but the stock market is taking a shit. Um, and when I look at the 401k, I'm not saying it's terrible because there's economists that says it's good, because your company they match your shit. Um, but like I said, for me, it's been a luxury, so I don't I don't invest anything I can't. Um, the I keep on stacking this money, so whatever in the 401k. Let's say I've been putting this money in the 401k all year, uh, and they've been matching me. Well, some of that money's getting taken away by the government or by inflation because my money's just sitting there. That's the problem. That's what I was saying. Like you don't want your money sitting somewhere. And these crypto exchanges, like if you have your money just sitting on a crypto exchange, you need to put it in a wallet. Some crypto exchange just went down and people are losing hand over fist because they just left their money on a fucking crypto exchange or their crypto exchange wallet. You need to have an independent fucking crypto wallet. Um, and the cold storage is the best for your crypto. Um, Tech is getting, right now tech is shrinking, and companies need to downsize. They need to trim the fat. They need to start it in the middle. They need to see um, what they need to evaluate people and see like what they actually do. Do their jobs really fucking matter? Are they doing anything for the company? Um, or are they just sitting on this a huge salary and they really don't do shit? Um, they need to start cutting them, but they always start with the work the lowest workers, like in my position. But these companies are gonna have to realize that they're already short staffed in these positions because they don't pay people right, they don't treat people right, um, and they're gonna have to trim out the fucking middle. Um, it amazes me that they still want to keep these middle people around when they could cut out their position, take their fucking whatever little responsibilities these people have, and then just sprinkle it out to other people and give them a little bit of bump in their fucking money um, for taking on those responsibilities. Trim the fucking fat, but it just baffles me that they don't do this. And I know it's probably really really hard running a company. turnover's bad. Here's the thing too. If you treat your employees good and they're loyal and they stick with you, um, and they have all that tribal experience or knowledge of your fucking company or whatever the fuck they're doing, you might want to keep those people around, because what happens if when you get rid of people because you don't want to pay them so much and you want to have new people constantly coming in, they fuck up. Okay, you got somebody that shows up every day, does their job well, puts out good quality. You're gonna like every day, you're gonna be better off in the long run than saving a couple pennies by pushing them out and hiring somebody new to do the same job, but they don't have that experience. They put out bad product. They don't show up every day, so the product that you're trying to put out as a company is either going to be fucking late. It's hard enough with shipping. Um, Trying to find, because we have a shortage of truck drivers. Um, and these people put out bad quality, so you put it out there, you send it out there, and then you have to send it fucking back, either fucking manufacture it or toss it and redo it completely. How much money did that cost the fucking company? This is why you want people in positions that know what the fuck they're doing, that can you compensate people correctly. Like me, I'm not being compensated correctly. I've learned fucking shit. I'm even got to the point where I'm even looked at as somewhat of a fucking lead, and it's weird being a fucking lead of people who 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 make more money than me, and they got more experience. It's weird to me. Um, and I'm doing it because uh, I like to schedule. The schedule fits so I can get my kid his GED, um, and you know I'm not gonna be staying there. Why the fuck would I stay there? The funny thing is, like, I'm supposed to go. They have this Christmas thing, and I'm probably one of the only people that's not gonna go. And you get paid to go. Isn't that weird that I'm not fucking going? I don't want to be around. I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like that type of shit anyway. I go to work because I go there to do a job. Um, I just don't want to. I don't like. I'm not the type of person. I've never been the type of person that just likes to sit fucking around and socialize. I'm not that type of person. I gotta be fucking doing something. I get fucking bored. Especially large groups of people. Family events. I've always fucking felt weird. That's just me though. Um, like if I find it best for me to socialize is if I get my mind preoccupied with something else, and yeah, I just like going to the bar and shit. Like there's just too much fucking going on. I'm supposed to talk about dumb shit like people don't care about. Like people don't care about what like me talking about this shit. So I don't want to be going to something like that. Plus, like in spite of me being treated like shit, me having to deal with this high fucking inflation that we've had for the highest inflation we've had for the last 40 fucking years, my wage has stayed the fucking same. And from what I'm hearing rumblings of, we're getting a 3% fucking raise with cost of living. They're still using this old fucking 3%. So 3% is good because two back in like when a few years ago when it was 2%, like that's what they want. The Fed wants there to be 2% inflation every year. Um, so if you're saving your money, you're always you're losing some of your money. But this company wants to give me a 3%. Fucking, what I'm saying? Like they don't want to pay people. And then they wonder why people don't want to work, or there's a huge fucking cycle of people coming in. I want to leave on good terms. I've always left on good terms with my companies, because I want to use them I want to be able to use them on my resume. I have all the intention to put in 2 weeks notice and not just walk out. I got all the intentions to do that. I'm not gonna say what company I work for. So, and if somebody I work with who ends up watching this and they put what company I work for, I will delete your comment. Um, I don't delete comments, but that I will delete your comment. Um, but this is not just to my company. You know, the type of stuff that how I'm being treated, and it goes for a lot of other companies. I worked for a lot of companies last few years. I know they're all pretty fucking similar. So like, the company I work for does some good things. Um, Profit sharing. I think profit sharing is really fucking cool. That's really cool of them to do that. Um, but obviously, when I have when I get sent to a new building, not having any experience other than like painting a couple of walls in my lifetime, um, the only experience I had going there was forklift, and now I know how to sandblast, kind of run the show somewhat, and I get you know how much they lean on me for technical things, like, and it's nothing big, and most of the time I just like hit a couple buttons and get lucky, honestly. But I do think outside of the box at times. But they call me the IT guy, and um I really don't know shit about computers. Okay, I don't know shit. Um, and me being able to powder code now, and I still haven't gotten a raise, and they don't see that all this high inflation and my wage stays the fucking same. It's a good thing I'm a minimalist. It's a good fucking thing, man. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I try. You better fucking, going forward. It's better to not be a materialistic fucking person. I don't think that standard of living is going to last. I don't even care about owning shit. I really fucking don't. I don't care. It's just more responsibility, man. It's just more I have to worry about. You know, Andrew Tate even said this. Like, I don't own a fucking mansion. It's more responsibility on you. You got to be responsible for maintaining it. And I don't care. I don't. I just want to be able to live comfortably. I want to be able to put my. I don't want to be sleeping outside, other than like recreational type of deal, like camping. But I don't want to be sleeping on the fucking under an overpass, um, or in a fucking homeless shelter. You know, I want to be able to have my own fucking room. Um, I want to be able to, um, like, I mean, honestly, I'd rather just work on myself physically, and create content, but um, I got no problem working. I got no problem doing it. Um, you can't take that shit with you, though. You can't take this material shit with you. So I just don't give a fuck no more. I don't give a fuck about material shit. Women expect like even if I could get to that level, like with the average woman, what they expect, what they want out of a fucking man when it comes to materials, I don't think most of them even fucking deserve it. So why would I want to work that hard to get to that level to try to keep them around? I'm not saying all, but even MAGA women, you know, they're fucking snooty. If I was to meet them in real life, they'd probably, oh, you're fucking, but um, like most women, why would I want to work that hard and have somebody on the internet, and I have to constantly compete with people on the internet? I got a woman that's supposed to be my woman, and some blue check mark hits her up, and she says "fuck you." Like, it's just like, it's not worth me working that hard to try to attract somebody else. It's mostly for me to get where I want. And, I made a video yesterday in there I talked about doing good for yourself. Um, uh, it's just the climate that we're going into. So for me, I don't really care about attracting a woman. I just want to be able to get to the point where, and it sounds bad. It sounds bad, but I mean, what else purpose do I fucking have at this point? My kids are almost fucking raised. I don't care about material shit. Um, like, well, what else am I gonna do? I don't want any kids in my life at all. I don't want to be around any fucking little kids at all. Nothing against little kids at all, but I just don't want to be around them. Um, so for me, um, it's like I want to continue to better myself for me. Um, and I was telling my kids, so the Andrew Tate, Paul Logan fight, that gave me an idea because what's interesting about that fight is how Tate was wiped off the internet. And now this fight is going to attract a lot of attention, and they kind of have to give him a fucking platform, don't they? Don't they have to give him a platform if they want to make money? I think this, of all the fights, like I haven't paid attention to MMA a longest fucking time. I don't pay attention to fucking boxing. But this fight right here, this fight is intriguing to me. It's almost like when I was paying attention to Connor. Um, it's very intriguing to me. Um, and this, the only way that I'll ever get any type of fucking clout, or um, it's not gonna be my music. It's not gonna be, you know, any type of status. It's not gonna be my music, my fucking book, or any other books I write. It's not gonna be any of these videos I make. It's not gonna be any of the satire I make. Try to funny look, like, humor videos. It's not gonna be Twitter. I'm not gonna get big off of Twitter. I'm not gonna get big. The only way I'll ever get big is if I fight somebody. Is if, a YouTuber that has like 100,000 views, subs, wants to fight me, um, and when it's on camera, that's the only way. And then I get that psych, like, that's the clout I get, and then just keep on going. That's the only way it's gonna happen. I think that instead of fighting in the street, um, what our political views, I think it's cool. Fighting on Twitter with our words. Um, I think fighting in a boxing match or MMA fight is where it's gonna go with this, and that's how people are going to gain clout. That's how it should be. A controlled, violent place. That's how it should go. Um, but yeah, um, I I I'm gonna. I think that I'm going to focus on my health, start training more, and focusing on boxing. I'm not really too worried about music. I mean, I got a couple things I'm doing, but I'm not really impressed by it. Um, um, I really don't care about writing a book at this point in my life. I've already done that. When I get older, I might write another one. These videos, this satire, it's not really doing anything for me. Um, I'm not getting more exposure. Um, my subs on here haven't gone up hardly at all. For me to be monetized, um, honestly, like, the only reason I could talk about the things I talk about and I'm not banned yet is because my channel's so small. If my channel was actually big and I talked about a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, I probably would have already been banned or had some strikes. Um, but yeah, I think that kind of gives me a drive. Like before I lifted weights to try to like impress females, like I definitely wanted to get stronger, but I wanted to have a good body to impress females. Well, I really don't give a fuck about that anymore. Um, they kind of annoy the fuck out of me, honestly. I'm still attracted to them, but I'm just like, I just don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I mean, it's whatever. Um, they're just fucking, most of them are just fucking boring. They don't, I can't be myself. If I'm myself, then it's just, they're unattracted. So I gotta be somebody else, and I can't keep that up long fucking term. Um, So I definitely want to focus more on that, and I think I'm going to start challenging these red pill guys, um, and hopefully I get one of them to actually fight me, and we'll do it on camera, because they talk a big game about being manly and being able and doing all this shit, um, and we'll see if I can get one of them to fucking fight me, and if I lose, it's like, okay, whatever. Like, I ain't gonna be shit. But if I beat them, it's gonna gain more clout for me, and I'll probably have bigger people I can fight. But that's where I think I'm gonna head. I think that's best for me. I think it's best for my physical health. Maybe not so much my head. Who knows? Um, Getting punched in the head or whatever, but uh, whatever. We'll see. Maybe it won't do shit. Um, when it's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting a different result, and I I I, I keep uploading these satire videos. I come up with creative fucking visions, and it still doesn't do shit. Um, it's demoralizing, and it's insanity. So this is where I think I'm gonna head, and I'm on I'm on that fucking Timcast. I wonder if they see me trolling. I wonder if they see me because I do it a lot. Like they probably see my name come up a lot on that live. I know Tim was probably reading that shit. He is even like last night. He was even like the chat is annoyed or whatever because she kept talking over everybody. Um, but they do read that chat too. It goes by so quick, but you can catch some stuff out of there. But I think I want to start challenging these red pill guys and see what happens. Maybe nothing will happen, but it give me a purpose. Like I'd like to leave a legacy, and being a regular fucking person is just boring to me. It really fucking is. It's really fucking boring. And I would accept it if like life or the creator would give me something to work with to enjoy a regular life like a fucking boomer does. That'd be cool, but they don't. So I want to push the envelope to do something different. Um, I'd be cool just like consuming football or paying attention to that type of shit instead of politics or economics or any of that shit. And just being a regular person and consuming movies and shit like that. But I see how everything's watered down and um, becoming unwatchable. You can't even hit the quarterback anymore without being called for a flag. Just tackling him. Just a regular tackle to the ground is a flag now. So it's just like all this shit is completely useless to me. But I think that before I leave, I think that you'll see prominent people who instead of fighting in the fucking streets, you'll see them fight each other in like a combat arena. Like these politicians, you might see that too. Would be fucking crazy. A Democrat versus Republican. Instead of verbal, they actually fight it out in real life and quit being fucking pussies. Um, this Tate Logan Paul thing is really gonna it's really gonna fucking make that shit pick up, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's very entertaining though. I think that shit is very entertaining. And I've always wondered why they don't make fucking movies like this. Why don't they make a fucking video game where you could be a MAGA guy and you fight Antifa guys, like a Fortnite or something. So we're fighting digitally instead of on the street. I don't understand why they haven't made this type. Maybe it's too polarizing, or what have you. But it gives you an outlet instead of people actually going out and doing things in the real world, which is really fucking dumb to be fighting and doing shit in the real world because anything could happen. You can get jumped. Somebody could pull a gun out. Somebody could pull a knife out. You could fucking win the fight by knocking them out and fucking killing them, losing your fucking life and going to prison, and having to deal with that. So it's better to be in a having. Let us take our. We obviously don't like each other. We obviously have hate for each other. Let us take it out in some type of physical arena. I thought about this a long time ago, having a gym where you can have people on the internet who are talking shit to each other, let them fight it out in real life, and have an outlet for that. Same for video games or whatever. Anyway, that's a long ass fucking video, and I didn't talk a lot about economics as much as I wanted. I talked a little bit. But if you watch my videos, you know that I'm fucking everywhere. I'm fucking everywhere. And this is why I can't be. I just can't go in depth completely as much as other people in one subject because it's just fucking boring to me. I get bored. I like the substance across the board. A generalization for most things across the board. Some things I'm more into depth than other things, but I just get bored. I don't know. Whatever. It's just me.